This is Pod Populi.
Podcast for the people.
Did you know that one of the best ways to activate your dreams and desires is to create micro stacking in business? I have a podcast. I talked about this micro habits, but do we apply that into our business? Do we habit stack and action stack into our goals to generate more revenue, to generate more impact? And if you're new to this podcast, Be Create Inspire, it was designed to activate some sort of movement in you, some sort of awareness to the new way of working that not only you're going to feel more productive, but more in alignment and more in joy. So when we talk about this habit stacking, how do we apply it to our business? Because it's really easy. I think it's much easier to say, I wake up, I drink my lemon water, I meditate, I journal, because those things are like easy, they're pleasant. And sometimes in business, the things that we have to do aren't easy or pleasant. Like sales. How do you micro stack habits in sales? How do you micro stack habits in marketing? So today I want to focus on helping you create actionable pieces in your business that are going to make a difference of how you're working, how much time you have more of, and also the results that you're going to see, whether it's on your social media, whether it's through client acquisition, through whether it's launching. So I hope that you want to take some notes and that you're excited. So number one, plan. And I say this as a person who has so many ideas. So if you resonate with me, let me know if you're an idea person. So I have so many ideas. And if I don't plan, those ideas become noise. Those ideas become a jumble in my head because as creators, creative entrepreneurs, creative service providers, what ends up happening is that our creative drive, if it doesn't get organized, it becomes jumble. So in yoga, right, we call that like mind stuff. So how do we organize ourselves through planning? Start a vision board. Vision boards are amazing. I always have a iteration of a vision board, whether it's on my shelf or whether it's even on Canva. There's always something there that's giving me direction. So I'm internally planning. What are some of the things that I want to see in my life, that I want to see in my business? What are these things that I'm able to look forward to? Because you know that when you're looking forward to something, you activate yourself, you get excited. Let's say you're going on vacation to a tropical beach, you're going to work out a little extra hard because you want to, feel your best in a bathing suit. So think about this in your business. If you don't have the vision, how do we get to create the steps and the internal motivation? And let me tell you that internal motivation is so clutch for doing the things that you want. All right. So plan that out, plan it visually. Make it a night, have a glass of wine. If you don't drink, like I don't really drink, even like your favorite kombucha, whatever, make it a thing. Okay. Then second, apart from planning into vision, strategic mapping. Strategic mapping is awesome. Why? Because I literally take out, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to be able to see, but I like to work on paper, white paper. All my notebooks are white paper. I don't like lines. I don't like to be confined to lines. So when I grab my paper and look at this really cool book here, it's called the Big Idea Book. It's also blank. And if you look, it says ideas are empty without action. So what are we doing here is that we get to diagram the way we want to see our launches, our business, our new products, right? How are we making that go from the big vision into the strategic planning? And this helps you really map out your projects. This is how the actions that you take are not going to seem like you have to jump 20 steps forward. You can do a leap that's 10 inches. You can say, you know what? Part of my bigger idea, let's say that you're developing a brand. Boom. Here's your big brand idea. And you say, this is what I'm going to focus on is the brand. What are the three main aspects of the brand? The visual identity, the message identity, and the ideal client that's going to be, right, perceiving and moving through my brand. So what can I do today? Can I do some competitor analysis? Can I look at some colors? Can I look at some fonts? Can I look at other brands that I just really like? Can I create the persona? Right? And maybe you do one of those, and then you do the next one, and then you do the next one. But ideally, what that means is that you have a map of all the things. I do this a lot with my Evolve Digital CEO roadmap. So once you have this map, guess what? The sky's the limit. You can then say, oh my God, today I'm going to work on offer development because my brand is already being activated. And not only that, but I brought in an assistant to do the pieces that I can't do. But how do you know the pieces you can't do if you don't map it out first? Okay, so create a strategic map. This is going to help so much. And you'll see if your brain works like mine, it works in those like diagrams, into mind maps. And if you grab like a circle and you write the word marketing inside it, and then you create those lines with other little circles, social media, email, paid ads, right? Whatever they are, like, organic content, YouTube, then you can start really getting smaller, 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 but go from big to little to tiny. There's an example that I learned once, and I use it often with my clients, my coaching, and myself. Take the jar, right? I'm going to show you guys this is my pencil jar, right? Big jar. You fill it with the big rocks first, then you put smaller rocks, then you put the pebbles, and then you do the sand. So if you go into strategic mapping with this in mind, it's going to be so much easier so that you're not working almost counterintuitive. I know some of you listening are more detail-oriented people, and some of you listening are more big idea people. So at some point, creating this mind mapping is going to help you bring those two together. And it might take you an hour, it might take you an hour and a half, but this is the beauty of working on your business. Okay, so planning. The next thing to micro stacking is calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. Like today, I have on my calendar, record podcast. If I didn't put it on my calendar, I guarantee you that space would get filled. I'm launching some new brands, and if it's not on my calendar to work on the new Shopify, to set up the meeting with the ads manager, right, it might get pushed back like 2 more weeks. And money likes speed. Decision making requires like active calendar, and using your calendar as your accountability partner. So let's say I leave 30 minutes, and this is also very much adjacent with the Pomodoro technique where you put a timer. Let's say I put a timer, right? Siri, put a timer for 15 minutes. So
15
now,
minutes, counting down. I found this on the web.
So now my Siri is going to keep me accountable for the next 15 minutes so that I can work on the 7 emails I need. And I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me, right? Create all these emails for the new program I'm launching. Use your calendar. So the more that you become a ninja with your calendar and you look at this production schedule for yourself, then it's going to hold you accountable. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. And I'll show you guys a picture of my calendar. Like I said, if you're watching the YouTube video, the it works. I have like when I have to pick up my daughter, when my husband go to work, it's like I get to organize myself. If you're a pen and paper type of calendar gal or guy, then map it out as well. Like use some, I don't know, I was the queen of my planner when I was in high school because this is like pre-digital world. And I had highlighters that were specific colors, and I would use different color pens so that I knew what was happening. If I had AP English or if I had, art class and I had the projects and the homework, everything was like color coded because I'm a visual person. So you got to find out what works for you. If like having colors on your calendar works, awesome. If having names, if having, right, like how much time do you need between projects so that you can turn your brain on and off from certain things you're doing, that's going to be key as well. So mapping out your calendar. The last step to this micro habits stacking for business is also looking at like income generating activities. Because a business that doesn't bring in income is a stagnant business. And that's the energy you're going to be holding when you are building, when you are investing, when you're looking at growth, at diversifying. And it's not a good feeling, right? Like think of like yucky, stagnant water. No bueno. Nobody likes that. So how are you creating this movement, right, in your business on a daily basis? Well, it has to also come from like your desire to focus on income generating activities, which sometimes are the least fun. Unless, for example, like my hairdresser the other day, she's like, I love to sell. I love to sell anything. I grew up in a family of sales. And I was like, oi, I like to sell, but I don't like following up with people, right? So would an income generating activity for me be following up with a client? Yes. Is it against what I'm in the most joy? Because again, I'm a creator. I would rather sit and create a new course or training videos for Arise than to go follow up with a client. Absolutely. So I want you to take a look at like, what are the income generating activities? Write them out, like DM your new follower. Is it to do the post that is a little bit more controversial? Is it to call an old client, re-engage them? Or is it like playing on Canva and doing a pretty Instagram post that might actually not get you anything? I'm not calling you out or anything, but I might be just a little bit. So income generating activities is following the flow of cash so that your business pays you, you feel good, you love your business loves you back. And now we have this like really holistic, synergistic relationship with our business that fuels its growth. And if you have been not only listening to this podcast or my other podcast or any of my social media and Instagram, YouTube, whatever, I love to grow. I love to move. I like to create this like momentum of energy so that we're never in the scenario where we say like, I'm out of joy or like, oh, my business isn't giving me the results that I want, which might happen, right? But then you can ask yourself, well, why isn't my business giving me the results that I want? Oh, because I've been like focusing on something that doesn't give me revenue or that doesn't actually move the needle. I've been in like creation, ideation mode where I should have been in like go activate, launch, do the webinar, do the 5th webinar, maybe save money for my ads so that I can actually get more traction. You see what I mean? Like this is very important because without this movement to where we want to take our business, this movement of where we want to take our lives, we become almost boring inside of our business. And nobody wants to be boring. Nobody wants to be like a commodity. We want to be fresh. We want to be active. We want to be energized. So hopefully this is a opportunity for you to really activate yourself and see where in your business you can make those changes, make those moves, and re-inspire yourself. And this is what all my programs do, whether it's the boot camp in LA coming up in January, my Evolve Digital CEO, some of my mini courses, even my one-on-one coaching. This is really what we start, like the puzzle pieces that we put together. It's like, where are you at? How are you working in your business? How can you be working on your business? And what are those like key strategic decisions that you want to be making so that the things that you're doing actually give you the results that you want? So if you are looking for some support, please come reach out to me. Also, like this podcast, rate it. We are very excited with the Be Create Inspire podcast to be your source of business inspiration, personal development, and obviously ways that you can continue to be inspired and that you can continue to inspire others. So thank you so much for listening. I'll see you on the next one.